Good day everyone, my name is Chloe Abigail Amricari from Unit 4 and today I'll be discussing writing Lesson 20 which is writing the literature review. So, what is a literature review? A literature review is the process of summarizing, synthesizing, and or critiquing the literature created through a literature search. It could be used to provide context or background for a primary research project. So, when we say literature review, it is a summary of a topic and an explanation of how publications differ from one another, and an examination of how each publication contributes to the discussion of and understanding of the topic. Example of it is books and journal articles. So let's proceed to the next slide. Writing a literature review. So I stated here 7 steps on how to write a literature review. So first is narrow your topic and select papers accordingly. When we say narrowing a topic, it means we make it more specific and easier to manage. To make things easier, we must select papers that are relevant to the topic and contain a lot of information about it. Next is search for literature. We should look for a better literature and define what you are searching for. Next is read the selected articles thoroughly and evaluate them. So here is this part we need to analyze and synthesize the findings and conclusion of the studies. Note for methodologies, results, theories, and so on. Next is organize the papers by looking for patterns and by developing subtopics. So here, we create headings and subheadings that reflects the major themes and patterns you develop. Also, note for influential theories, important trends, and findings that are common. Next is develop a thesis or purpose statement. So, in this part, we need to write 1 to 2 sentences summarizing your conclusion about major trends and developments you see in the research. Next is write the paper. So follow the above mentioned organizational structures, including the headings and subheading. Check that each sections connect logically to the one before after it, and the section should be organized around themes and subtopics. And lastly is review your work. So in this, look at the topic sentences of each paragraph, and it should indicate that the main points of your literature review. So, and make an outline of each section of the paper and decided whether you need an information. And next is, when you review, you need also to read your work out loud and make certain that all of the citations are corrected. Also, if you review your work, you need to check that it's not plagiarized, and the text should be clear and concise. And when you also review your work, you need to check the grammar and the spellings. If there is wrong spellings or grammar, you need to check it also. And last in review your work is to your sentence should be smoothly and logically. So next slide is strategies in reviewing literature. So when we say there are 4 strategies that I stated here. So first is planning. When we say planning, it is to identify the focus, type, scope, and discipline of the review you write. So next is reading and research. When we say reading and research, collect and read current research on your topic, then select only sources that are most relevant. And next is analyzing. When we say analyzing, we need to Summarize, synthesize, critique, and compare your sources in order to assess the field of research as a whole. Next is drafting and revising. Drafting and revising. So in drafting, you need to develop thesis to make about the existing research and decide how to organize your materials. In revising naman, we should revise and finalize the structure, the style, the grammar, and issues of your paper. So, next is types of literature review. So here, types of literature review, I state 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 types of literature review. So first is narrative or traditional literature review. So narrative or traditional literature review is a generic review which identifies and reviews published literature on a topic which may be broad. Typically, a narrative approach is used to report the review findings. A wide range of related subjects can be included. So when we say narrative, it is also referred as traditional literature review. It draws conclusions about a topic and identifies gaps or errors in a base of information. So, next is systematic literature review. Systematic literature reviews attempts to find, evaluate, and synthesize research evidence in order to help decision making and determine best practice. So when we say systematic, it is comprehensive and specifies the time frame for which the literature was chosen. Next is argumentative literature review. It examines literature indirectly in order to support or invalidate an already established argument, deeply embedded assumption or philosophical problem in the literature. So when we say argument, it is argumentative or argument. It simply means to selectively examines literature to confirm or reject an argument. So, next is integrative literature review. It means that reviews, critiques, and synthesizes backup data about the research topic in an inclusion approach in order to create new frameworks and perspectives on the topic. So here, integrative is, in addition, if your study does not include data collection and analysis, an integrative literature will be best option. So the last is theoretical literature review. So, theoretical literature reviews are useful in determining what theories already exist, their relationships, the extent to which existing theories have been investigated, and developing new hypotheses to be tested. So, theoretical literature review, it focuses on a theory that has accumulated in relation to a particular issue, concept, theory, or situations. So, that's all, and thank you for listening.